is we're trying to figure out the abacus. And then what's going to happen is, I got to do that. We have this. This is the hundreds. When I look, I have my hundreds, my tens, my thousands. What are we doing? We're reading the abacus. So we have my hundreds, my tens, my ones, my tens, my hundreds. And so when I'm looking, I have my 5, 6. So this is 6. We have 600 over here. And then this is 7. How do I know? This is 8. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8. 5. So the top bead is added. When the top bead is added, this is what we call 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, and that's at the tens. So that means that this is 80. We have this, which is on our ones. In our ones, we have 5, 6, 7. Together, it makes 7. So our number is 687. So, let me color it in. While I color it in, I have 5, 6. And then I have 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 5, 6, 7. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. What we're doing is we're going to learn how to read the abacus. And what did I just do is I just did 687. So that's what 687 looks like. 687. 6, 5, 6 in the hundreds. And then I have 80, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 7, 5, 6, 7. So that takes me to this number over here. This number, if I look at my hundreds, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. My ones, I'm going to color in my ones. I go here. I have my tens. I have 2 over here. And then I have my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I look, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds. So my answer is 421. And that's it. 421. And then what are we doing? Okay, so what do we have? Our next number is, there it is, 400, right? 421. Thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you guys so much. I'm hoping that you guys understand. So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. And if you guys want, you can tell me what you think the number is, and we can review it. Yeah? So let me know what number you think this is. I'm trying to explain that if I have my hundreds, this is my hundreds, this is my tens, so I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Every column is a place value. Ooh, almost. It's 1, 9, 4. So Johnny, just so you know, we didn't have the top bead. So we have 190, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very close, very close. Thank you so much, Johnny, for participating. I don't have a participating trophy for you. So I have 194. And then when we look, anytime the beads are touching this horizontal bar, it's being counted. Hello, RTX. Hello, Jeffers. Welcome. So we have our hundreds, and we're looking at our hundreds. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. When we look, what number do we think this is? We have our 5, 6, 7. This is 1, and this is 5, 6, 7. Ooh, Jeffers, yes. Jeffers says 717. So 293 looks like this. 200, there's a 2, 1, 2, 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 3. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense, Corey? I studied phone. Hey, big. but you had to start over because it was it's a Japanese as opposed to American. I was reading it. It was like so funny. You guys are hilarious. You are so funny. So yes, we got the numbers. So Corey, did that make sense? 293. But what I have here is 717. That's what that looks like. Okay, so we have 717. So it takes me up here. And then we have this number. We have our hundreds. When we have our hundreds, we have our tens, and then we have our ones. We have our tens, our ones, our tens, our hundreds. And when I color it in, I have 2 here. I have 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 1, 2. How does that? Thank you, Jeffers. Thanks. Have a good night. Have a good night, Big. Thanks for dropping by. It was fun. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffers. Are abacus actually useful though now? Yes. Seamus, it is. Because we use other things like counting bears. Are counting bears actually helpful? Yeah, it's helpful for kids, right? So ideally, this is for kids, but you're a big person. So hopefully, you can read it. And it's also helpful for like if you do jigsaw puzzles, if you do puzzles, if you do gaming, if you do what Sudoku, if you do word searches, are they all really useful? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's useful. Why? Because it gives us a brain gymnastics. Just like TikTok. Why are we on TikTok? Because we get to doom scroll. So that's what it is. Right. How's your day? Oh, ASM. I'm very well, George. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Oh, I see. Yeah. So thank you for the apology. I do understand. So yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like for big people like us, it would be kind of be more like gymnastics. It would be like brain gymnastics, like doing jigsaw puzzles and Sudoku. But typically, abacuses are introduced to young children like counting bears, those little blocks that we do, or there's those flipping coins, and to also make it more concrete. But there's bet there the bet the good thing about the abacus is that you can actually do adding, subtracting, multiplication, division very easily. And now, when we start them young, what we do is we actually teach them better number fluency and number sense. And so, what we do is when we start adding and subtracting, you'll understand how the fact families will work. Make sense? Thank you. Thank you, Jeffers. Yes. 300. Thank you. 300, we have 1, 2, 3 in the hundreds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And usually, Seamus, is parents are interested in teaching their children how to use the abacus, as opposed to pictures and dots and numbers and abstracts. So I have 341. So 341. Thank you. Okay, so 341 will take me to here. Okay, what do we have? We have our tens, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So when I look, I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you, Jeffers. And the other thing was, and again, I should stop reading my post comments because there's some people that just don't understand. And if you were in my live, it would make more sense. Yes, thank you. 181, 818. So we have our 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have our 1, and we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffers. And then what are we going to do? 881. And it'll take us to here. So what do we have? We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. When we look, we have 1, 2. This is 5. The top bead will always be 5. And then we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Jeffers. So when we're looking, we have 2, 1, 2. Am I a teacher? I am now, George. This is 5, and this is 3. 1, 2, 3. So my final answer is 253. So that's what 253 looks like. When we look, we have this number. Oh, this one's easy. This one's easy. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and then we have our ones. And if I color it in, right, this is my hundreds. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 5, 6, 7. What do we have? 989. Hey, Camden, I don't get it. Okay, well, when we're looking, we have our 5, 6, 7. What we're doing is we're reading the abacus. So when I show you, this is 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is 7. This number here is 7. 5, 6, 7. When I look, I'm going to review. This is 1. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is being counted. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 5. Because we have 5, now we can add it. When we look, we have 1. We know this is 1. We add the 5. Now we have 6, right? 5 plus 1 is 6. Does that make sense, Camden? When I have 2 and I add the 5, now I have 7. How do I know? 5, 6, 7. Camden, are you still around? If then I have 3, and then 1, 2, 3. I add the 5. Now I have 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. When I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I add the 5. Now I have 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Teals. Thank you so much for the heart me. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for the follow, Teals. So what are we doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. The abacus is a math tool to help children. Did we do this one? We didn't do this one. Thank you, Jacqueline. Hello. Welcome. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand that we have our place value. Every column is a place value. Thank you, Jeffers. So we have our 7 here. How do I know? In the hundreds, we have 700. 5, 6, 7. And then we have 1 over here, and then that's a 10. And then we have 2 over here. 1, 2. This is 12. 712. Just exactly what Jeffers mentioned. Does that make sense? So we have 712. And that's what it looks like. 7, 5, 6, 7. We have 1, and then we have 2. 1, 2. Thank you, Poke Fan. Yes, it is an abacus. All right, so we have this number, and if I have my hundreds, I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. If I look at it, this is 5, right? And I count it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is how many? This is 4, and then this is 5. So when I look, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. Thank you. Thank you, Poke. Thank you, Jeffers. Yep. Does that make sense? We have 5 over here. So we have 945. And then it takes me to 945. Wow, we're almost done. So our last number is that girl. Hello, Alicia. 6, 7. 6, 7 looks like this. 6, 7. That's what 6, 7 looks like. What we're doing is not 67. What we're doing is, thank you, Jeffers, is 3. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 over here. I have 2 over here. 1, 2. And then I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 looks like that. 324. Thank you, Jeffers. Does that make sense? Alicia? That girl? That girl. That girl. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our abacus. We have 300. 1, 2, 3. And then we have 2, 1, 2. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's it. So we have 324. That's what the number is. Thank you so much, Jeffers, for participating. And thank you, Poke. If you're still here, thank you so much. So I appreciate everybody commenting. So what we're doing is we're reading the abacus. Let's do a review on how to read the abacus. Yeah? So we're not going to do this. No, we don't want to do it again. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to read the abacus. Let's do a review. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is what we call 4, right? This is what's counted, 4. And then when we do this, this is 5. The top bead that touches the horizontal bar is 5. And then if I do 5, then these are all 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, if I do 6, that's what 6 looks like. So in contrast, right, in comparing, these are all 5s, this is 6, and this is 5. So when I do 6, it'll be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So here is 6, and now we have 7. But we have 6, 6, and then 7. In comparison, we have 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. So when we're looking, we have 7 here. So if I move everything up like that, now we have 7. We have 8. This is what 8 looks like. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Bring it together. Now we have 8. So we have 7s over here and then 8. When we bring it all together like this, now all of these are 8. We have 9. 9. If I did every column is 9. And that's what it looks like. 9999999. And when we look, we have our place value. Every column is a place value. So my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Ah. Hey, Cheese, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you so much for the heart me and the go popular. Thank you guys so much. Hello, hello, how's it going? Thank you everybody for providing the hearts. We're at almost 2,000 already. Wow. Okay, so what are we doing? So then you might be wondering, how do I make a 10? Just as how we write, right? We have 9, 10. What does 10 look like? 10 is a 1 and a 0. That's what 10 looks like. Does that make sense? So when we're looking, that's how we make a 10. And what it is we're every the abacus mimics the way we write. So again, when we do 10, geez, thank you so much for the share. Hey, Disney Dad, thank you for the follow. So when we're looking, we want to do 10. 0, 0, 1, 1. If I want to do 11, it's 1 and 1, right? Now, it's different if I did this. This is not 10. This is 55. Why? Because this is a value of 5, this is a value of 5. So then if I go back, this is 11, and then we do 12. Now let's do another way. Let's try another way to count. When we look, right, we have our 1 cent, right? Let me use this as a comparison, right? So this is 1. That's 1. We have 2. This is 2. We have 3. This is 3. We have 4. And then this is 4. Does that make sense? So when we do 5, we take this all out. We take this down. So now we have nothing. But we have 5. The top bead is 5. This is a nickel. This is 5 cents. So this is worth 5. Just like this is worth 5. And then we have 6. So we have 6. We have 7. We have 7. 8, 8, 9, 9. Well, what about 10? 10, right? Looks like this. That's what 10 looks like. That's my dime. 10. How do I know? Because I have a 1 and a 0. Does that make sense? So now we have 11. We can do 11. And then we can do 12. We have 12. We have 13, 13, 14, 14. And then 15, right, is like that and like that. So what I'm doing is I'm showing how the coins refer to the abacus. Looks very familiar, doesn't it? Looks very, very familiar. So that's 15. And then we have 16, 16, 17, right? 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, and then 20 looks like that. Okay? So we know how to count. We know how to read the abacus. That's great. Fantastic. So what are we going to do now? Well, what we got to do is we need to understand, if you're looking for the abacus, I do sell the abacus. It is made out of plastic, and it's very easy to move. It's like a little rattle. You could use it for a massager, but I don't think it's very big. So what we're doing is we're understanding how to move the abacus and what it is. And it's very easy. So it's very easy to move. So if you bump it, your answer will get wrong. So the idea is to use your left hand to stabilize the abacus. So it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed when you write. You still need to hold the abacus with your left hand, but you use your pencil if you use a pen or a pencil or whatever, right? You use it with your left hand. That's fine. And then what you do is you want to do calculations with your right hand, because they say calculations happen with your left hemisphere. Your art and stuff and your music is your right hemisphere. That's why people are left-handed or mostly artistic. That's what I've been heard. That's what I've been told. So ideally, you want to do your calculations with your right hand, and that's when we start moving the beads, and then you visualize it, right? And then what happens is, if you notice, the beads have an edge. Because the beads have an edge, you want to use the edge of your fingers to move the abacus. That's what I'm doing, just moving the abacus. So we want to be delicate. We want to be gentle when we move the abacus. We want to be gentle. We want to be happy when we do abacus. We want to be happy when we do math. So when you notice, I'm going to bring everything together. I'm just going to use the top edges. I'm just going to use the edges of the beads to move it, right? So when you look, you don't want to be aggressive. Don't be aggressive, because then your answers are going to be messed up. So what you're going to do is, like, say we have this and we do this, then I flicked too hard. If you flick too hard, your answer will become wrong. Don't flick too hard. when you use it with intention. So when I'm moving it, I want to move it with intention. So if I have 5 and I want to add 2, I'm moving with intention, right? So that's what we're doing. So now we know how to move the abacus. This is what we do. So what we're doing is we want to be happy when we do the abacus, and we don't want to be aggressive. And what else? Oh, thank you, George, for the forever. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so that's what it is, right? We talked about flicking. Don't flick too hard. Can we eat the abacus? If you make it, you can, but not this one specifically. It is made out of plastic. So, all right, cool, cool, cool. Okay, so what are we going to do now? What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. We understand how to read the beads. Now we're going to a point where we need to understand how to move the beads. Um, um, I need to, oh yeah, sorry. I'm just cleaning up right now. Okay, cool. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to move the beads. What does that mean? Well, in mainstream math, the interesting thing is that it is very result oriented. But in abacus world, we are process oriented, and it's very interesting. I'm going to go to sleep. Oh, George, thank you so much. Have a good night. How does this work in So Interested? Hey, Blake. We're gonna look at that now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna understand when we add. When we add, we want to make sure we want to add the 1. Can we add the 1? That's the question. Can we add the 1? What does that mean? So if I have 5, I have 5. When I want to look at the add-in. When I look at the add-in, I want to only add the 1. Does that make sense? This is the one that we're looking at. This is what the question is. Can I add it? Yes. I'm going to add the 1. So my final answer is 6. This is what 6 looks like. I have 5, 6, 6. And so here, if I have this number is 7. So when I put 7 on my abacus, 5, 6, 7, I put 7 on the abacus, 5, 6, 7. I want to add the 1. Can I do it? Yes, I can add the 1. So my answer is 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, what we're doing is we're focusing on the added. We're not focusing on the result. Abacus world focuses on the journey, right? So what we're doing is we're understanding what is the number that we're adding. When we look, this is 5, and I want to add the 2. I'm going to add the 2. My final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. Mainstream, they focus on the result. But in abacus world, we focus on the journey. It's all about the journey. You want to marry the process and divorce the results. Yeah. And so here we have 5. So I'm going to add the 5. I want to add the 3. When I add the 3, what am I going to do? I'm going to add these 3 beads, right? I have enough to add the 3. 1, 2, 3. And I add the 3. So notice when I add the 3, I go to the horizontal bar. When I subtract, I go away from the horizontal bar. So here I have 8. I want to take away the 2. I'm going to take it away from the horizontal bar. So what we're doing is you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. So this is a question where we have 5 plus 3, right? And I know that this is 8 because we've talked about how to read the abacus. We know this is 5, 6, 7, 8. However, in mainstream math, we start doing bubbles, we start doing dots, and you could do the same thing, which is fine. It's up to you. If you enjoy counting all of these dots, that's fine too. But I like to subitize. I like to see on my abacus if I have 8, that's what 8 looks like. If I have 88, that's what 88 looks like. Okay, so again, adding the 4 is either plus the 5, add the 4. When you notice I go to the horizontal bar to add, I subtract, I go away from the horizontal bar. And it's the same thing. And what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus and how to move it. This one is minus. Again, when I minus, I want to go away from the horizontal bar. So I add 3, that's my question. I want to take away the 1. See how I take it away from the horizontal bar. This is what's being counted. So I have 2 left. And then I have 2. So I have 3 on my abacus, and I take away 2. I take away this 2. That's it. My final answer is 1. Again, what we're doing is we're understanding how the numbers are, right? We want to know is, can we do it? Yes, we can do it. So if I have 4, I'm here. If I have 4, I want to take away the 3. I'm going to take away the 3. Hello, Char. How's it going? My final answer is 1. Okay, so then 4. 4 is the same. 4, you have 9, and you take away the 4. That's it. That's it. We take it away. And so my final answer is 5. And what are we doing? We are doing the 5. Now we're adding the 5. Notice that all the way the book is we're adding by the add-ins. We're adding by the number. We're not figuring out what the result is. We're doing is when we add the 5. That's what we need to do. We need to add the 5. So I have my question. I have 3. I want to add the 5. Can I do it? Yes, I can add the 5, and I'm over there. Right? So my final answer is 8. Whoop, whoop. And then we do 6. 6. What does 6 look like? If you notice, if I have 1 and I add the 6, I'm bringing it together like that. I add the 6. When I take away the 6, it looks like that. When I add the 6 and I take away the 6. Blake, does that make sense? So when you add the 6 and I take away the 6. It's the same thing with the 7. I add the 7. 5, 6, 7. I add 2 and then I take away. I add the 7 and I take away the 7. And it's the same thing with the 8. I add the 8 and I take away the 8. Anybody have any questions? Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you for joining. I think Blake left. All right. So what are we doing? We're going to continue on adding. Whoa, good. Thank you, Char. Yes, I'm very well. I'm very well. I'm quite excited. I feel very excited to be able to go to live, and I do have my books getting ready to publish. Hello, Daisy. How's it going? Daisy's mama. How is it going? Wow, you guys are so funny. I'm always happy to see. Oh, yeah. I'm so happy you're able to join. I do appreciate that the time that you spend in your here. I do appreciate that you spend your free time with me. Hello, Carlito. Thank you so much for the rose. Okay, how are we doing? How's the questions? Anybody have any questions? Well, here's a question. What happens when we don't have enough? Here, let me show you. How do you know which beads to consign and which number? Whoa. Oh, that's a really big concept. How do I know which beads to coincide? Well, when I look at it, I want to know that this is my ones. How do I know? I have this dot indicator, right? There's a little notch right here. If you see it, there's a little dot. This is my ones indicator. I actually have 2. 1, 2. So if you notice, if I just choose 1, I can choose this one to be my ones. So what I do is I can do here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I have 10. Now I can do 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50. But now I cannot do my hundreds. So then I decide to go here. I move everything over. So now this is my ones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does that make sense, Damien? Hello, Anish. Anisha. Hello, Anisha. Damien, did that make sense? So depending on where your column is, it all depends on where this dot is. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Daisy's mom, thank you so much for liking the live. Ha, 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 ha. All right, I think Damien's gone. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So, oh, sure. Okay, there it is. So then if you notice, I have my decimals. So because I have my ones, I can go afterwards. I can have my decimals. So my ones, my tenths, and my hundredths. So ideally, this would be money, right? So we have $10.50. Right. Okay, so here's the question is, what happens when there is not enough? This is where the magic starts to lie. Magic. Why? Remember when I said we had to focus on the add-in? We're focusing on the add-in. On the abacus, I have 3, and I want to add the 4. But wait, what happens? Well, let's take a look. I have 3 pennies, right? This makes sense. I have 3 pennies. I have 3 cents. I have 3 beads on the abacus. So when I have the 4, what am I going to do? I don't have any more beads. I have no more beads. But guess what? I have 5 cents. What? We're using money? That's crazy. That's not familiar at all. Yes, it is. So if I give you 5 cents, it's more than enough. But guess what? I need change. Thank you, Char. Yes, thank you. So because I need 5 cents, because I give you 5 cents, I'm going to ask for change back. So I need my change back. So this is Now we're at 7. I can show you again, but now we can do it on the abacus. I add the 5, as Char mentioned, and I take away the 1. So my final answer is now 7. How did that go? Oh, what I should do is we're doing this number. We're doing this book. This book is what we're doing. And so I can do it again. If I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 beads. I have 4 on my abacus. And guess what? We're not going to memorize 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. What we're going to do is we're going to understand that if I need to add the 4, I can utilize the 5. Why? Because I don't want any freeloading numbers. So what did we just do? Is we took, right? We took this concept. What? We took this concept, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. We took this concept and we powered it up, right? We powered it up. Thank you. Yes, right, Anisha? Right? So that's the thing. When you get to the beginning of the part, it makes a lot more sense. And so what did we do? I'm going to give you my nickel. I'm going to give you my 5 cents. Because I'm going to give you my 5 cents, I need change back because I'm only looking for 4. So what's going to happen is I just need to take away the 1. I can show you again on the abacus. I can add the 5 and I take away the 1. My final answer is 8. So instead of counting, I don't know, instead of counting, 4, and I need to add another 4, these are all ones, right? Right? You could do this, but then there's really no critical thinking. You're just counting the amount of items. Whereas we're going to start doing this critical thinking because this will actually translate. Now, what did we just do? What we just did is we took this formula, we took this number addition sentence. We took this addition sentence and we did what are we trying to modify? We're modifying this addition sentence. This addition sentence is 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. We know this, but guess what? We're going to isolate our variable. That's what we're going to do. We're going to isolate the variable. 4 is our variable. We're going to take this number 1 and we're going to subtract it. So we're going to rewrite it 4, and then we're going to use this to substitute 5 minus 1. That's what we're going to do. We're going to substitute this information to that. So what happens is what? I add the 5 and I take away the 1. That's what I did. So if I have 4, I add the 5 and I take away the 1. So I'm going to do it again. So my answer is 8. I can do it again. Add the 5, take away the 1. My answer is 8. Use Mr. Clean Eraser Punch to wipe it. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will. All right, how did that make sense? Did that make sense? What? That's crazy. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And so what did we just do is we understood how to use this 5. We're going to start using it and we're going to critically think. Why? Because now it becomes scalable. What do you mean? Ha 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 ha. This one. So here's a nice question. This is a big question. No, it's fine. It's fine. You'll see. You'll see. What do you mean? So this is what I talk about when I need to curate questions, because the questions are very specific. You can't just add any number because every number is very specific. Why does my abacus have 2 rings on the top? Oh, hey, Kelsey. Hold on just a minute. Is that a Miller Lite? No, it's a Culture Pop. All right, Kelsey. Let me. You know what? Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Oh my God. Last one before. Okay, you said it before. Yay. What is that? I couldn't wait to get my email. Oh, okay. So got that one last night before you said it. Yay. Okay, good. So this is the one with the 2 rings. What does that mean? So this is 5. So what we have, it works exactly the same. Oh, this is a Chinese abacus. This is a Japanese abacus. Sorry, I completely had my. Okay, Chinese abacus, Japanese abacus. So when we're looking, I need to. The Japanese abacus is the Japanese abacus is called a soroban. The Chinese abacus is called a suopan. And what's the difference is they just have more beats. It works very similar, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. No, I'm sorry, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Because I have 5, I'm going to trade it in, and I'm going to use this 5. That's what this is. Then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to trade this in, and I have a 10. But guess what? I'm going to trade this in again. I'm going to make it 10. So now I have 10. Whereas on the Japanese abacus, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it works very similar. You still need to use the formulas. Do we need to use the formulas? So if I have 3, and I need to add the 4, guess what? To add the 4, what do? I still need to plus the 5 minus the 1. Right? You could use the Chinese abacus like a Japanese abacus. You would just ignore the top beat and the bottom beat. Yeah, not a problem. You don't need to buy a new one if you don't want to. You could just use the Chinese abacus like this. So here's our question. Oh, I don't know how to. Okay, let's see. We have 8, 8, right? 8, 7, 5, 3, 1. I struggle because I don't usually teach the Chinese abacus. So here's the next question is 2. I want to add 2. Is there enough? Yes, I'll add the 2. Here, I want to add the 4. Guess what? To add the 4, what do? We talked about it. All you have to do is plus the 5, take away the 1. Char mentioned that, right? And so what are we going to do here? We're going to add the 3, add the 3. And then add the 1, add the 1. Add another 1. There you go. Add another 1. So my final answer is 37,889. So it works very similar to the Japanese abacus. Oh, oh, I see. Anisha, I was getting confused with Kelsey. Sorry, I see that now. Oh, thank you. Good. Yeah, I just mailed it out too. Okay, so how's that going? So what did we just do? What I showed you was that now, because we know how to add the 5, right, with the 4, now it becomes scalable. It's not just this, right? Now it doesn't matter where the 4 is or how to make a 5. It doesn't matter what column or what position it is. It all just matters what the add in, what is the number that we're doing. We can do it again. Cool. So let's do another one. If we do the 3, we can do the 3. When we add the 3, it's the same thing, right? Now we're just compounding our information. We're understanding that these are the two numbers. We have a 2 plus 5. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So when we look, we have 3 on the abacus. I'm going to add the 3. There is my 3. But guess what? I need to add another 3. So to add another 3, I have 5 cents. I have 5 cents, but that's too much. I need to take away 2. So when I look at it, I can show you on the abacus. I add the 5 and I take away the 2. So what did I just do? I just did some. So here is what we're doing. We have the 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. We isolated the variable, but it looks very familiar, right? It looks very familiar. This looks very familiar like algebra. That's interesting. Algebra. What? Yes. Abacus is the beginning steps of algebra because we do isolation and then we do substitution. I love this method. I actually understand math this way. Yeah, right? I'm telling you. Who says that? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I think that was a Bob Marley. Bob Marley, the comedian. Ah, he's so funny. He's a white guy from Maine, and his name is Bob Marley. He's so funny, but he's old. I'm old. That's what it is. That's what he says. I'm telling you. And then he wants a donut picnic. Okay, sorry. I'm just going down like this rabbit hole. Okay. So when we're doing it, we understand. So this is the beginning parts of understanding algebra. And it's really interesting because why? Because when my kids was doing abacus and then they didn't need help in regular math because they knew how to do it and they just used the abacus to make sure that their answers are correct, but they still followed what the teacher wanted, right? You still need to show your work, right? And I still said to the kids, you still need to show your work. You don't do it, you can do it the abacus way, but you still need to show your work. So they had to show their work, but then they started being introducing They started to introduce algebra, and then my kids are like, wait a minute, how come I know this but I don't know this? Because they were never really formally taught that this is algebra. I never said that this is where you isolate the variable because they were young, right? It doesn't make sense to teach them that. But I'm teaching you this because you're big people, and big people want to know why. Why? Oh, yeah. Michael McIntyre is also one is a funny guy too. I love comedians. I love comedians. Josh Johnson. Oh my god, he's so funny. Okay, so so that's what we're doing. So when we do this, right, it's kind of like algebra, but we know what our variable is. So because we know our variable, we can actually utilize it on our abacus. That's what that means. So we can do it again. Here is 4. When I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus. And when I add the 3, I'm a big person, so right. Yes, yes, because it makes sense now, right? I could tell you to memorize the formulas, but you don't know why. So I talk to you, why are we doing it? When I have the 3, I'm going to give you my 5. That's too much. I need to take away the 2, right? I can show you on the abacus. I add the 5, but that's too much, and I take away the 2. So my final answer is 7. But the boom, right? And again, that's it. That's it. So, I mean, we could do it again with the 2, but when you realize there's not a lot of questions that you could use 2, you can either use the 3 plus 2 or the 4 plus 2. What does that mean? Well, if you look, right, if I did 2 plus 2, the question is there enough? Yes, there is. Do I need to use the abacus? Do I need to use a formula? No. I do not need to use a formula. All I got to do is just add the 2. I'm done. Now, if I take this number, if I have 3, 1, 2, 3, now I'm at a point where I don't have enough beats. Because I don't have enough beats to add the 2, I have my nickel. Because I have my 5 cents, I'm going to give you my 5 cents. But guess what? That's too much. I'm going to take away the 3. So I can show you again on the abacus. I add the 5, but that's too much, and I take away the 3. Yeah. And then we can do it again with the 4, right? When we add the 4, and I want to add 2, oh, I have 4, and I add 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to add 2, there's not enough. What happens? I can give you 5 cents. I can give you 5 cents, but that's too much. I need change. So I'm going to take away 3. So this is what it looks like on the abacus. I add the 5, and I take away the 3. And there you are. Thank you, Char. Yes, right? Yep. Easy. Easy. But see, that's the thing, right? Like you'll start seeing that there's a pattern. And now you'll notice that because I add, I can also subtract. So that's what we're gonna do now. What well, okay, wait, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do one more. We add the 1. But 1 doesn't have a lot of questions. Why? Because when you have the 3, is there enough to add the 1? Yes, there is enough to add the 1. So I just add the 1. Not a problem. But now, this is the only question that you'll need to add the 5. Why? Because I don't have any more beats to add the 5. I have my 4, right? There's no more beats to add the 5. So what do? I can give you my one nickel, my 5 cents, but that's too much. I need to take away the 4. Thank you, Char. Yes. So I add the 5 and I take away the 4. And my final answer is 5. But this is the only question that I have, right? For the 1, that's it. Okay, so we're done with that. We're understanding. Does that make sense? How are we doing? We are understanding? Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Welcome. I appreciate everybody keeping your mind open. Great. Fantastic. And so the next one, so the way I broke up the books is that I didn't want to overwhelm the kids with all of the questions. And so what I did is I broke it up into specific categories. Hello, Tammy. Hi. I see you. Finally. So, new sounds unlocked. Yes, I've got them. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we're gonna do the -5. The reason why I did it this way is because I wanted the kids to practice. So the first part of the book is that you understand how to read it, right? You understand how to move the abacus. You understand how to use the -4 and the +4, and then later on you do practice. So after you understand how to take away the 1, then you there start to go into practice, and then the questions becomes jumbled, right? So then there's no specific thing, but all of the questions are very specific to the abacus, to the -5. You can also add the 5. So the idea is that you add the 5. You should know how to add the 5 and subtract the 5 with these questions. There shouldn't be anything else outside of that because I didn't teach you anything else, right? And so I was trying to go in sequential. I was trying to go in a little bit of an order. So here again is when we do the 5. When we're looking at it, this was just reviewing. We're reviewing the math facts of 5. When we review, remember that 1 and 4, well, 1 and 4 is a pair, and then 2 and 3 is a pair. And when we're looking at it, this I use this as a 5 frame because that's what they're using in school. And again, this is just review. And again, we're reviewing the 5. We're reviewing the how to make a 5 and review again. So the idea here was this was for kids from 4 to 9. So I was adding some extra, I was adding some practice. This one is a little strange because why? Because it's -1 minus 4 equals to -5. I wanted to set it up like this because we want the kids to get used to the idea of the subtraction. And this is why, right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this 5. We're going to take away the 5. To do that, we have minus the 4, minus 1 is equal to -5. Again, what we do is if you notice, I take the 1 and I move it to the other side of the 5. I take the 1, move it here. So my final formula is this. Here is the question. The question is, we have 8, right? We have 8 on the abacus. When we have 8 on the abacus, I want to take away the 4. When I take away the 4, what am I going to do? I'm going to minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 8. Did that make sense? So when we're looking at it, right, now I know if you notice, you will see a number pattern. I add the 4, I take away the 4. I add the 4, I take away the 4. So somebody actually asked me, what it will start to become muscle memory. Yes, it will become muscle memory, just like we type, right? Just like when we're typing on our computers and our keyboard, we're typing. We don't need to look at every keys, right? We know where they are. So it's the same thing with the abacus, or it's just like playing the piano. When you play the piano, you know where the keys are, and it's the same thing with the abacus. So that's the interesting thing is that when you'll start seeing the number pattern. If I need to add the 4 or take away the 4, and we could do it again with the 16. When we do 16, right? We add 16 on our abacus. We want to take away the 4. There's not enough to take away the 4. What do? We have to, please put it in the chat. What do we have to do? What do we have to do? What do we have to do? We have to minus the 5 plus the 1. We're going to minus the 5 plus the 1. And then what happens? We have our answer, which is 12. So that's what it is, 12. We have 1 and a 2. What did we just do? Because we're trying to take away the 4 from 16. We have 4 over here. We want to take away the 4. Because we're trying to take away the 4, we want to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 12. We can do it again. If we have 15, I have a 1 and I have 5. 15. I need to take away the 4, but guess what? I don't have enough beats to take away the 4. What am I going to do? Because I don't have enough beats, yep, I'm good. Because I don't have enough beats to take away the 4, what do? I need to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 11. Yeah? How are we doing? Make sense? And then we do it again. We can do it again because what did we just do? We're just compounding our information. So here's the new one. The new one is minus 3 minus the 2 is equal to minus the 5. Let's see. Which book are we on? We are on this book. We're on this book. That's the book we're on. So, thank you, Char. Okay, yes. So what are we going to do? We're going to take away the 3. When we take away the 3, right, our question is 7. So we have 7 on the abacus. I want to take away the 3. When I take away the 3, what do? Minus the 5 plus the 2. I'm going to minus the 5 plus the 2. And that's it. So we know how to add the 3. We know how to subtract the 3. Add the 3, subtract the 3. Make sense? So that's about it. That is it. So this book has color by number. And then the idea was to, hey, nah, son. So we have, color by number. You can just answer the questions. We can do it right now. So we have 6. I'm sorry, we have 2. Add the 2. Add the 4. Can I add the 4? Yes. Add the 4 is plus the 5 minus the 1. Minus the 4 minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 2. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you, Daisy's mom. Thank you so much for the love you. I don't know. Love you so? Thank you. So what are we going to do here? We're going to do 16. When we do 16, it's the same thing. We have 1 and 6. We want to take away the 3. Again, we're going to minus the 5 plus the 2. We're going to minus the 5 plus the 2. My final answer is 13. Make sense? So we're done, right? And this is what I was trying to do, is I was trying to add some stories, right? If I have 8, I need to take away the 3. So there's no formula involved because I have 8. I want to take away the 3. All I got to do is take away the 3. So my final answer is 5. And then I can do it again. Here is 7. When I have 7, I want to take away the 3. Whoa! I can't take away the 7. I can't take away the 3. What do? Minus the 5 plus the 2. My final answer is 4. So I was using this. I want to take away 3, right? If I take away the 3, then I have the 2. That's what I was doing. So you go to the flower pot and you take out the 3 flowers. You pick 3 flowers and you're left with 2. So that means you got to take away the 2. Yep. All right. So how are we doing? And then we have tic-tac-toe. And then this one was the 5 petals. So the idea was there's supposed to be 5 petals here. How many petals are missing? There's 2 petals missing. So what's the partner of 2? The partner of 2 is 3. 1, 2, 3. So then when we're looking at the beads, how do we do it? If I have the 5 and I want to, what are we doing? 3 or 2? We're doing 3 and 2. So we do, I think 3. Or no, we did 2. So like that. And so you move it up. So you draw your line, you draw your arrow going this way, and you only need to color in these 2 beads and this bead here. And you just move it up like that. Yeah. Because I show you here what it looks like. And it was trying to be interactive. So you move the 2 beads. That's what I did. Yep. Cool. Cool. All right. So then we did that. We did 3, and then this is a tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-toe. You choose a number. You choose a square, and then you answer the question. You put in your marker. So I have 2, 6, and then take away 4. Take away 4 minus the 5 plus the 1. My final answer is 4. And that's it. And then 2, and then spin the wheel, and then this is my book of -5. And then this one was kind of cool. You answer the petals, and then you find the bud to go with it. Yeah. And then I added some number problems. I added some word problems to this book, and then I added my mazes. So you answer the maze, right? Where do we start? We start from here. So let's start from here. So here, I'm going to add the 3. I add the 5. I'm going to take away the 4. Take away the 4 is minus the 5 plus the 1. And then minus the 3. I'm going to take away the 3. My answer is 1. So because my answer is 1, I have to find where my 1 is. I go here, and then it takes me to this number. I need this book. Yeah, this book is available on my shop as well. This is the -5 with who. And this book is specifically, again, only adding and subtracting the 5. Yeah. And so, again, that's the maze. And then I have word problems and the hidden word. So you answer the question of the hidden word, and then you try to find the answer down here. So if I have 2, so if I have this question, whoa, I have 2, I have 6, I add the 6, I minus the 4, take away the 4 is minus the 5 plus the 1, and then I minus the 1. My final answer is 3. So I look for O, and I look for 3, and I put O right here. That's what this is. So this is the hidden word, and this is the number problem. And then if you're ever unsure, I put in the answers I put in answers at the end of the book, at the back of the book. These are the answers. It takes a little bit of time, but hopefully it makes sense. And I tried to make sure that it's the whole page, and then I just wrote it. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the minus 5. Okay, so next off, we're going to do is the minus 10. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Why? Because minus 10 is when we start doing carrying on and carrying over. That is when we start doing the how to make a 10. How to make a 10, just so you know, what we're going to do is we're going to make a 10. Hey, Jinx, you made these books. Yes, I did. My name is Lynette. These are all my books. Welcome. See, that's my name. And if you want them, they're in the shop or they're over here. My name is Lynette. Excuse me. I've been teaching abacus for 20 years and I just started to publish abacus worksheets and workbooks. So I have worksheets on my I have worksheets. If you're interested in reference sheets, I do have a reference that you can use, you can take, you can sign up. I have a link down below. Send me a word, DM me DM me abacus, and you can, and I'll send you the link to sign up for this reference sheet. So where is the what's the link? Let me see. Oh, I didn't add it. It's supposed to be right here. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. That's not it. I was supposed to have a link. Ah, so confusing. All right. Let's try something different. Oh, I don't know. Yes, I did make these books. Thank you. Okay. How do I guess I can't do it here. Anyways. So there was supposed to be a link. If not, there's a link in my bio. And then in my bio there is a link to if you want this as a reference sheet. And that's free for you. And then it goes all the way to 9, 10. It goes to 10. I think it goes to 10. And this is just a reference sheet on how to read the abacus. Yep. You can sign up for that if you want it. If you want it, it's up to you. But the books, I have them in the books. And if you're interested in the books, they're available in the TikTok shop or they're available here. And that's it. Cool. And yeah, and that was the thing is trying to make it interactive for the kids. These books were these books in my mind were for kids from uh 4 years old to maybe 8 or 9, maybe 8, maybe 9. But I do plan to make adult books as well. It's just it takes a little bit of time. So what we're doing now is we're doing the making of a 10. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a 10. Okay. I need to make a 10. And if you're interested in the abacus, I also sell the abacus in the TikTok shop. This one is specifically is a 7-column abacus, and it's all made out of plastic. It's very easy to move, so it's like a little rattle. You use your left hand to stabilize, and you use your right hand to calculate. Yeah. Thank you, Jinx, for sharing my life. And again, what we're doing is making sure that when you move the beads, you want to be gentle. You want to use the tip of your fingers. I tuned in and actually learned some abacus. Thanks to you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm letting you guys all know. Thank you so much for the support and appreciation because it's really helpful for me to see that I'm helping you guys to understand more about basic math. And I'm very happy that you guys are all here. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so again, what we're doing, right? We want to make sure this is a standard size abacus. Because it's a standard size abacus, it doesn't matter how big your hands are, right? You could use your whole, yeah. But see, the thing is you're going to use the edges of your finger to move the beads. So even with your thumb, right? My thumb is kind of big. You just want to use the edge of your thumb to move the bead. And then we want to be gentle. You don't have to be delicate because this is made out of plastic, but you want to be gentle. The reason why is because if you're not gentle, your abacus number will be wrong. So you want to be gentle. Now, the other thing is don't flick because if you flick, you're going to get the wrong answer. So don't flick hard. So what you want to do is when you're moving the abacus, you want to move with intention. If I have the 4, if I have the 5 and I want to add the 3, all I got to do is just move the 3 just like that. Again, I'm at the edge of the bead when I move the 3 like that. That's it. Cool. And we're going to continue on with adding the 5 or adding the 10. So the one thing about adding the 10, again, sorry, hello, my name is Lynette. These are my workbooks. If you're interested, I have it in the TikTok shop or I have it here. I have to say here because they're listening. Okay, so what are we going to do? This is the adding of the 10. What we're going to do is we are going to what do you call it? We're going to I got to find my coins. Oh, here it is. We're going to do carrying on. It's either called carrying on, regrouping, trading, all those really cool names that we have in mainstream math. But in abacus world, what we call it is plus the 10. That's it. Simple. Simple to use, easy to understand. It's very simple. It's very simple. We don't call it anything else except add the 10 minus the 10. That's it. That's all we're doing. What does that mean? So if I have 8, I'm going to have 8 on my abacus. I have 8 on my abacus, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 on my abacus. I want to add 8, but guess what? I don't have any more money. Yes, I do. I have 10 cents. Because I have 10 cents, I'm going to give you my 10 cents, but that's too much. I'm going to take away 2 because I'm expecting change. What does that mean? Well, I could show you on the abacus. I'm going to add the 10. That's too much. I'm going to take away 2. So what did I just do? I just did some... So what did I just do? What we did is we had this number sentence, this addition sentence. We have 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. What we did is we modified this, right? We're going to isolate the variable. The variable that we're isolating is this, is the 8. So it's 8 is equal to 10 minus 2. We took this and we substitute it for 8. When we look at that, here's another question. I have 9 on my abacus. I have 9 on my abacus and I need to add 8. To add the 8, I need to substitute 10 minus 2. So I add the 10 and I have to take away the 2. I could do it again on my abacus. If I have 9 and I want to add the 8, I need to plus the 10 minus the 2. So my final answer is 17. 5, 6, 7. 1, right? 10, and then 5, 6, 7. 17. So why are we doing this? Because now we can start to go critical thinking and we can start to be more scalable. And the interesting thing, right? It's easy to see it as a 1 digit, but when you start combining the digits with more numbers, it becomes a little bit unruly. We get to the point where we have to do some, I don't know, friendly numbers or whatever. But in abacus, we don't need to do friendly numbers because now we know the fundamentals. We know the elements to add and subtract. Does that make sense? All right. We can do more. We can do more. Anybody have any questions while I get ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, should we do... Okay, we'll do this one. So, let's do an easy one, right? Is it this one? My gosh, I have too much paper. Too many papers. Okay, you know what? We'll do this one. We can do it again with the 8 and the 4. Yeah? Is that all right? We can do that with 4. So I have 4 on the abacus. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I want to add the 8. To add the 8, there's not enough. I have the 4 on my abacus. I want to add the 8. There's not enough. So what do? I'm going to give you my 10 cents. And that's too much, so I need to take away the 2. So I can do it again on the abacus. I have the 10, and I take away the 2. My final answer is 12. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So how are we doing? Anybody have any questions about abacus? Okay. We can continue with adding and subtracting the 10, if we're okay with that. So it's never too late for an adult to learn. Just so you know. Okay, so we have this. We can do again here. We can do 6. 6, the difference is the formula. The formula is plus the 10 minus the 4. So here we have plus 4 and 6 is equal to 10. What are we going to do? If I have 19, 1, and 9, I'm going to add the 6. To add the 6, I need to, what do? I need to I want to add the 6. So I need to, 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the 10 minus the 4. My answer is 25. Is it true the abacus is one of the first calculators? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was before, it was invented around, um what is it? It was around before Christ. And what they used pebbles. Hey, Tammy, practicing with me, practicing. I'm catching on. Fantastic, Tammy. Welcome. That's great. That's really great. So, like, so these are the questions, right? So the questions are like, if you have the 9. Cool. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do the 10. Look at it is. If I have 9, right? I have 9 on my abacus, and I have the 5. When I add the 5, guess what? I'm going to regroup, right? This is regrouping. I'm going to add the 10. That's too much. I got to take away the 5. So my final answer is 14. Cool? Yeah. The abacus started from Mesopotamia, and then it traveled all around the world, which is really interesting because Eurocentric math never embraced the abacus. It was too much for them, I guess. But it is really quite simple. When you understand the fundamentals, it is very simple. And then you can actually add and subtract at scale. And it's really crazy. And that's the thing. That's the thing. The secret to all adding and subtracting is how to add the 5 and how to take away the 5. How to add the 5 and take away the 10. Everything that you see here, um, everything you see here, how to make a 5 and how to make a 10, this is all about adding and subtracting 5. It is the greatest thing. It's so crazy. All right. How are you doing? Anybody have any questions? I am. This is such a great big mess. I apologize. So, thank you everybody for joining. My name is Lynette. I have been teaching abacus for 20 years. Okay. How are we doing? Should we continue on? We can do double digits, or we can continue on with single digits. What do you want to do? I have a few more in me. Few more. And there's the sirens. Okay. Anisha says double digits. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Let me pack up my stuff. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. All right. Now, the one thing about abacus is we don't need to use what? We can use the abacus for what it is. Oh my gosh, where is everything? Oh, there it is. Okay. When we use the abacus, we want to use the abacus for the place value, which is really cool because you don't have to worry about it. So here's the question. If I have my question, right? I don't know if we were 43 plus 29. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Tammy, I'm hoping you're keeping up. So we have 40, we have 3, right? Now, what we can do is we could do, if you wanted to, we could start from here. We can add the 9 first. Notice I cannot add the 9. Because I cannot add the 9, what am I going to do? What is the formula to add the 9? Do you remember? What's the formula to add the 9? Remember? Plus the 9, right? That's what I need to do. I need to add the 9. To add the 9, what do I have to do? I have to plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to write it. I'm going to add the 9. I can minus the 1 plus the 10, right? So what I can do is I can minus the 1 and then add the 10. Can I do it? Can I add the 10? No, I can't add 1. 10 is what? 1, 0. 1, 0. So how do I add 1 here? Do you remember how to add the 1? This is the 1 that we need to do, right? I need to add the 1 is equal to what? Do you remember? Is there enough beads to add the 1? No. So what do I do? This is where the workflow comes in. There's a whole workflow that happens in abacus. So we started off, is there enough beads to add? Yes or no? No. So then, can I add the 5? Can I add the 5? Yes. Because look, I have room for 5, right? I have room for 5. So I'm going to plus the 1 is what? Plus the 5 minus 4. So thank you, Temmie. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 4. Then what do? Now I'm here. I add the 2. So my final answer is 72. 72. We can do it the other way. Let me change colors. So I have 43. And then we're going to add 2. We add the 2. Can I add the 2? No, I cannot add the 2. What do? 5 minus 4, right? To add the 2. So what am I going to do? I'm going to add the 2. I'm over here. I'm adding the 2. Plus the 2 is equal to what? Plus the 5 minus 3. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus 3. And then I'm going to add the 9. 9 is equal to what? Is there enough? No. What do? Add the 9 is what? Minus the 10. I'm sorry, plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 1. My final answer is 72. But see, there's 2 ways to get there. Depending on if you go left or you go right. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. You just need to keep track. It doesn't matter which way you go. Left or right, right to left. You just need to keep track. The abacus is very flexible. You just need to be flexible with it. Right? So yeah, there you go. Double digits. But that's the one way. You do left way or the right way. This was right to left. This is left to right. I might, you know what? I'm probably going to do that for the adult book. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for the adult book. Tell me how you do it one way and do it the other way, just to be solid in the directions. Because in mainstream you do it this way, left to right. But in abacus, I feel like abacus is left to right. In mainstream math, it's right to left, which is really interesting. Really interesting. Hello, Burner. So that's what it is. How are we doing? Does that make sense? That's really interesting. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with the adult book is I'm going to add it 2 ways to add and 2 ways to subtract. And you'll see that there is a way to, you have to really be solid in it. Oh, thank you, Sonia, for the dolphin. Thank you so much. I just saw that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Does that make sense? I'm hoping anybody's here. Hello, Burner. What are we learning? We are learning abacus. Thank you for the follow, Burner. An abacus is a counting tool. Let's do a little review for Burner. I'm not sure if Burner knows how to read the abacus. So we're going to do a review. We do 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, it is considered counted. So we have 4, and then we have 5. This is 5. The top bead will always be 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? This is 8, and then this is 9. You might be wondering, well, after 9 is 10. 10 looks like this. 10 is a 1 and a 0. 1 and a 0. And that's it. That's how you count. Then we could do 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20. That's it. Easy. Simple to use, easy to understand. But then what we're doing when you came in, Burner, was we actually started doing this thing called formulas. Abacus, we use formulas because we're constricted, we are restricted with the amount of beads that we have. So in order to figure out what we need to do, we need to critically think the elements that we need to use. That's what we're doing, if that makes sense. So thank you, Z, for the follow. So pathetic when money is paper and coins are elements. Darkness. Black coffee. No parents. Kind of, yeah. But super rich. Kind of makes it better. That's what that reminds me of. Hello, darkness. Oh. Ooh. Redirecting your traffic. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, okay. No, that's good. Not submitted yet. Okay, cool. Just tuned in. Hello. We start from the start. Yeah. Hey, AV. Yeah. So what we can do is let's do a little review. When we're looking, we have one, right, on the abacus. What we're doing is we're going to read the abacus first, and then we can start going and adding and subtracting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is 4. This is being counted. So we have 4, and then we have 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this is 10. After 10, we have 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we have 20. So this is 20. How do I know? 2 and a 0. 2 and a 0. You have so much patience. Oh, thank you so much, Bambi. You know, as long as people ask questions, right? Nice questions. Like questions that not like, it's so pathetic. That's not helpful. You know what I mean? So, how are we doing? Anybody have any questions? We can do another double digit. We can do a double digit. Let's see. Okay, we can do this one. We did this one before. Let's see. Let's do one more. We can do 14 and 68. Right? What? I want to learn. Oh, okay. Still confused. Okay, here. When we're looking at it, here. When we're looking at it, if I have 1 on the abacus, this is 1. This is 1 cent. Here's 2, and this is 2 cents. This is 3, this is 3 cents. Does that make sense, AV? And then this is 4. We have 4 cents. Does that make sense? And so what happens is when I want to do 5, 5 is the top bead. That's what 5 is. 5 is my 5, like 5 cents. So when we're looking, right, we have 5. Now we want to do 6. We add 1, like that. That's 6. 5, 6. And then 7, here's 7. 8, 8, and 9. There's 9. That's it. Easy. Simple to use, easy to understand. I also know I talk very fast, so it's good to let me know if it doesn't make sense. And then what do we do? Well, we have 10. Well, what's 10? Well, what do you mean? Well, let me see if I can find my gee, where are we going? I'm trying to find my blackbird. Okay, we'll have to use this one. No, now I have this thing. I have this thing that I want to now I have to find. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Found it. Found it. Okay. So then, if you look, we want to do 10, right? I talk fast as well when I'm passionate. So this is the other rows. So AV, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, and our 10,000. So when we're looking, we had 9. And then 9, we have 10. 10 looks like this. If you notice, 10 is 1 and a 0. 10 is a 1 and a 0. Oh, and it's right here. There we go. 10 is a 1 and a 0. So what's going to happen is when I do 10, I can do 11. 11 is 1 and 1. 12, right, is 1 and 2. I never got to use an abacus when I want to buy, and my card is lost right now. Bad timing. Oh, that's okay. There's plenty of time. I'm around. Everybody's around. It's okay. Take your time. No worries. Um, it would give me, you know what song? It would give me time to get the introduction to abacus for adults up and running. No, thank you, AV, for letting me know that I talk too fast. I know I talk too fast. Yes, Anisha, I talk very fast when I'm passionate, and I really like abacus. I think it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. So, so what we're doing is we're understanding how to read the abacus. When we understand how to read the abacus, what is it? Let's see. We had the year 2025. That's what the year of 2000. Actually, learning something. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of crazy. So when we're looking, right, we have our tens or thousands. And if you notice, our ones are here. After the ones is our decimal. So we have our decimals over here. If you want to, you could choose this one to be your ones. Then you have to move everything over. So instead of having this to be your ones, you move everything over like this. And it works exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. But now, because this is 10, 11, 10, 20, 30, I don't have any more beads to add 100. So I don't have any beads. I can't do 100. So what's going to happen is, that's why I choose this one over here. That's why I choose this one. So I have more space, more columns. I have more digits. I have more columns. That's what it is. Really? I will follow so I can learn. You seem like a good teacher. Passion is good. Passionate is good. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I start ranting and I start ranting about, I go in a little soapbox and I talk about mainstream math and how confusing it is. But that is neither here or there. My goal is to teach abacus and to show how easy it is, and I hope that everybody does well, and I hope that people find it informative. Because I do think that abacus is the greatest thing next to sliced bread, and my hope is that it's going to be very familiar, like puzzles. So here's the puzzles, like when we do Sudoku, was it right? What is it? Sudoku, crossword puzzle, jigsaw puzzles, word searches, and I want to bring in abacus over here. Why am I crying? Love this lady. Ah! I'm sorry. I'm color coding mine once I get it. You could color code it, but you know what? Don't label it as one because this is still one. So you have to be careful. Or this is still one, right? So Anisha, does that make sense? Don't be like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not two. Two is this. Two is this, right? So it all depends. So don't do that. So make sure you be careful. I watched my cousin in elementary school learning math. Man, they make it difficult. I know, right? No, there is a reason, and the reason is that they're writing it out on a piece of paper. And the difference is on a piece of paper, the sky is really the limit, right? The sky, it doesn't matter. You can have a blank page and then you can think of anything under the sun. Whereas on the abacus, right? When on your abacus, you're restricted. But because you're restricted, we have elements to be able to move. So when we're adding, we want to know, can we add the 2? Yes, we can add the 2. We're going to add the 2. Can we add the 5? Yes, we're going to add the 5. Whereas in mainstream, we got to like have all these dots and circles and everything. So I love Sudoku. Yeah. Your page is nice. Ah, 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 ah. That's funny. You guys are so awesome. I love my community. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Right? Okay, good. Good, right? So what we're doing is we're just, and then that was the thing, is like I wanted to get abacus to be like old people can do it. And I was gonna do big print because there was like big print word searches. So I'm like, I'm gonna keep my print to be big because my eyes are old. Okay, can you do an equation? Yeah, I could do an equation. Are you talking about when you don't have enough beads? Like after this? So We can start from there. The reason why is because we need to understand how to make it. Do-do-do-do-do. So this is one of the questions, right? One of the questions is why are we going to, we're not going to memorize 4 plus 4, right? Oh, perfect. We'll do that. Something normal. So we'll do that. Something normal. Oh, I had one. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll do that one. So, where is it? 1464. So, I love learning your life. Make it easy to understand. Have a good night. Have a good night. I love this tool. I've seen kids use it in math. Yes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 14 on our abacus. Oops, 14 on our abacus. And then what are we going to do? We're going to add 6. So we add the 6, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to add the 6. Now we need to add the 4. Well, hold up. I don't have any more beads to add the 4. Now, what's going to happen is what? We don't need to do friendly numbers. What we need to do is we need to understand how to make a 5. So if we have a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 is on my abacus. That's what I'm looking for, right? 4 is on my abacus, right? But guess what? I don't have any more beads to add the 4. I don't have any more beads to add another 4. But guess what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to add I have enough money. I have enough money to give you 4. I'm going to give you my 5, but guess what? I need to take away the 1, right? So I'm going to add the 5 and I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is 78. Hey Bearcat, where did you get 64? The question is 64. That's where I got it from. The question is 14 plus 64. So did that make sense? Ali, Alibrigi, Alibrija, Alabri, Alabri. Did that make sense? Yeah, right? So that's the thing. This right here is what we call making of the 5. That's a very common thing that we're teaching the kids. We're teaching how to make a 5. And what I did is I modified this concept. This concept, what did we do? We plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. That was a thing. So what we did was we substituted this equation into here. I need more practice, but I get it. Yeah, right? It's all about practice. It's all about practice, like playing the piano and practicing on your and typing on your thing. I kind of got confused when you added the 6, but yes. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So we add 14. You know what? Here's the question. Here's a question for you. Do you want to add the 6 first or do you want to add the 4 first? You let me know. What should we do first? Do you want to do 6 or do you want to do 4? Which one are we going to do first? Add the 4. Okay, so let's add the 4. There's not enough beads to add the 4, right? There's not enough beads to add the 4. What do? We know how to add it. Remember, we add the 4. I can give you 5 cents, but I have to take away the 1. So what's going to happen? I can do it on my abacus. I have to add the 5, but I need to take away the 1. Okay? Then what are we going to do? Then we got to do 6. Here's my question. Is there enough beads to add the 6? Can we add the 6? Yes, we can add the 6. 6 looks like what? 5, 6. And because we're bringing, yes, blue down, yellow up. Yes. And we're going to pinch it just like that. We're going to add the 6. That's what 6 looks like. And then when I take it away, you'll notice I have 78. We look at every number and each column at a time. We don't do too much. We go one step at a time. Sometimes it's better if you let me know which number you start with because we focus on one number, right? So sometimes I go this way, sometimes I go that way because the 6 is in the 10th place. That's where you get the change from it. No, I get the change from the top bead. So if I don't have this, let me do 4 plus 4. If I had 4, I want to add another 4. There's not enough beads to add the 4. If you look, I have 4. But I have this 5 that's available. because I have this 5 available, I can give you my 5 and I can take away the 1. So I have to add the 5 and I take away the 1. So my final answer is 8. Can we do multiplication? Yes, after everyone's done asking questions. Yes, that sounds great. We could do it. Did that make sense, Alibri? Yeah. Yeah. So it's not because the 6, it's because the 4 and the 4. So that's the thing. In abacus world, we utilize this concept, how to make a 5, and we utilize the next concept, how to make a 10. But we can get that to an later on. It's cool because you make it. Yes, yes, exactly. Critically think, which is really interesting because there's a whole workflow. There's a whole workflow. The question is can you add it? If not, where do you go? Can you add? Oh, hey, Fog, that's right. Yay! Right? So what's going to happen? Can I do it? Yes or no? And then that's what you do. Every number you have to critically think the workflow, the path. All right. Okay, so we're done. We're done with that question. We'll do one more question. We'll do this one, right? So here, I'm going to add 14 on my abacus. I had 14 on my abacus. Now you let me know. You let me know. What number do you want to do? Do you want to do the 6 first or do you want to do the 8? Which one do you want to do first? 6 or 8? 6 or 8? 6. Okay. So we add the 6. When we add the 6, the question is, can we do it? Can we add the 6? Yeah, we can add the 6. Just as AV said, bring down the 5, bring down the 1, or bring up the 1. Pinch it together. This is 6. This is 6. So we're done. No, we're not. We still need to do 8. When we do 8, we want to add 8. To add the 8, right, we know the partner is 2. So what's going to happen? Well, this is where we start going into our formulas, right? Because why? We don't have enough beads to add the 8. We have to do is 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Isolate the variable, substitute 10 minus 2. So here, if I have 4, what does that mean? Well, guess what? I want to add 8. I can give you 10, but I have to take away 2. I give you 10, and I take away 2. My final answer is 82. Does that make sense? Abacus helps you track your numbers. You, in your brain, critically think and calculate. I got lost on the last one. Here. We're back to here. 8. When we add the 8, we have 4 on the abacus. Right? We have 4 on the abacus. I want to add the 8. To add the 8, what do I do? Plus the 8 is plus the 10 minus the 2. So what are we going to do? 8 is equal to plus the 10 minus 2. So I'm going to minus the 2, right? That's what this is. I need to plus the 10. 1, 0. 1, 0. I add the 1. That's it. So my final answer is 82. Did that make sense? That makes sense. Okay, good, right? Take it slow, right? The reason of, because this is unfamiliar. This is a different way of thinking because we obviously we don't teach the kids to modify the equation, but what we're doing is we're leveraging. You make 8 to take, yes, exactly. To make the 8, you want to minus the 2 because 10 is too much. So you have to remember to balance the equation. Balance the equation, right? If you're looking for 8, this is what we're doing. We're balancing the equation. Yep. And it works all over, right? It works all over. And what we do is we balance the equation. So we have 8, we have 7, we have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like hard but easy at the same time. You just need to keep doing it. Yes, it's hard because it's a different way of thinking. It's very it's a very different way of thinking. And but if you can start slow, you will be a lot faster when the numbers get bigger. But right now the numbers are a little bit difficult because this is still very unfamiliar. This is unfamiliar. Because it's unfamiliar, it takes time to get used to it. Just like typing, right? When we were starting to learn to type, we had to look at every number and every key. When we were looking how to type, we had to look at where the A is, where the return is, where the space bar is. It's the same thing. I thought I stepped in. Oh, hello, Striker. Hello again. Hello. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're just doing some adding double digits. This is my first time learning this. Yes, see, that's what I'm saying. It's unfamiliar because don't forget. Like, I mean, a lot of the people here have been with me for about an hour and a half, and then the other people have been with me for a few times now. So we start from the beginning. We understand how to read the abacus. Then we slowly go into how to move the beads, and after we move the beads, we can start going into the formula. The formula is a little bit more the formula is a little bit more involved, but it's the next step in understanding how to use the abacus. So, but these are all the things that the kids don't critically think any of this stuff. They're just, they just say, well, look, figure out how to do it. Where it's the different thing is what they start doing number lines. I'm like, what? So if I don't know how they do this as a number line, but I think there's another one where I saw where a person would take it into number bonds. So it'd be 14 and then 68. You take it like this and then you break it up like this: 10 and then 4, and then this is 60, and then this is 8. And then what do? Is they combine 10 and 6, and then 4, and then this is 12, and this is 70. And then they combine it again. They do this. Do you picture an abacus when you do math? I sometimes, if the numbers are small, I can, but if the numbers are too big, I don't. I learned abacus when I was old. I didn't learn it when I was young. I learned it when I was 30, and I've been teaching for about 20 years now. And so, yeah, it, yeah. The difference between this and abacus is that I have something that helps me track it, but then it goes back to because I have a piece of paper, I want to use like pictures, but pictures still don't show the concrete thing. Concrete is because it's concrete, it's there's nothing else that's there. Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. My boys, I think they can do it in their head. I know my oldest one is pretty good, but I don't put them in competition. He's pretty solid in his number sense, and he does well in his school. My middle one, he kind of forgets, but I think that's just the way he is. I don't push it. What I wanted to do is I wanted to get them to be comfortable with math, and I wanted them to get comfortable with understanding because once you understand the basics of math, like adding and subtracting, then you leave room for your brain to think about more complex math. I hate math. I don't understand it. Ah, that's okay. You don't need to understand it. But if the question is do you want to understand it? I'm sure they're great representations of you. The way my teacher taught mental math, my brain fights it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't push the mental math. I don't know why they want to push mental math because we write we write like checklists and we write, all these things. What's the point? Of course, I just go blank. Oh, 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 I see. Here, do you know how to use the abacus before we go on? This will be a review. Yeah, right. We tell them to write everything out, but then we want them to do math mentally. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, after a while, I start to see what I can do, but that's only because I've been doing this for so long, and I've been working with numbers, and I'm building workbooks, right? So it makes sense. I could do it, but I can't do big numbers. Okay, sorry. So let's do a review. One 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. So if I look, let's do it again. 1, that's 1. This is a 1 cent. This is 1 cent. This is 1. This is 2. We have 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. We have 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sense? And then if I want to do 5, I take this away and I add the 5. 5, I take that away and I add the 5. And then I can do 6. I have 6. 5, 6. 7, 5, 6, 7. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. And then this is 10. Right? So when we look, this is 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then 5. All of these are 5. We could do 6. So we got to do 6, right? We got to make all the columns 6. We can do all the columns are 7. That's 7. This is 8. That's 8. And then this is 9. That's all 9. That's it. Make sense? Yeah. So that's how we read the abacus. And you only have numbers from 0 to 9. That's it. 10 is not this. This is 55. 10 is actually that. 1, 0. 1, 0. Yeah. How are we doing? All right. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining. I am getting a little bit. It is getting late. Thank you everybody for joining. If you have any other specific questions, oh, thank you, Anisha. Let me know if you have any more questions. I will be back. Oh, good. I hope you will come back. Thank you for the follow. I am on often. I will see you in my next live. I go live pretty daily. Thank you. No, thank you so much for asking the questions, letting me know, right? Because that's the thing, right? Like, I don't know what you don't know. And if I talk fast and I know I talk fast, slow me down. It's good. It's good. Because, your questions might be answering 5 other people's questions. I will be back. Thank you. Thank you so much for the questions. And I'll keep going with more of the double digits so we can practice a little more. But my plan is to make books out of these as well. Let's see if you can teach me some math. I have, but if dyslexia you have dealt with people like that, funny. I heard people are has dysgraphia, they have dyscalculia, some people have dyslexia, and some people said that they're colorblind. And a lot of people said, nope, they got it. So we'll see. Let's test that out. I am willing to take that challenge. But we'll take it slow. You let me know if you get lost in my next lives, yeah? You let me know. I will take on that challenge. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Everybody, have a good night. And I will see you all in my next live. Woo! Thank you, everybody. Okay, cool. Yeah, Anisha, she, you have it and it works, right? Does it work? The abacus works for you? That's funny. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, it's really interesting. People say, and I'm like, I think it works. I'll let you know for sure. I am not a person that teaches dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia. I don't know that sort of science. I just know abacus, and I know that sometimes I talk too fast and I got to take it a little slower. That's what I know. So I'm very happy that everybody has joined. Thank you so much, Anisha. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. See you later, Tammy. Have a good night.